Hello everybody and welcome to another video. As you probably have noticed, I am not in Atlas right now. I am in ARK Ragnarok, and there is a story behind both of these things. There's a story behind ARK and there's a story behind Atlas, so just bear with me for a few minutes and it'll kind of all make sense as I go along. So first of all, Atlas did it again. For those of you who have been in the community for a while, you probably know that I have a pretty strong love-hate relationship with Atlas technologically. Meaning that I have had multiple versions of servers go corrupt upon either rolling back or just randomly crashing and going corrupt. That's happened quite a lot in the history of my community. And so the reason I started my tutorial series on single player was to try and avoid these kinds of corruptions, because for whatever reason my brain just assumed that the corruptions had to do with multiplayer, servers. I was very wrong. I logged on the single player server today to do, hold on, I need to find some patch. Here's some. I logged on the single player version of the Atlas tutorial server today to do my taming tutorials for other creatures. I had just done the bear tame and I wanted to do some of the other stuff like rhinos, elephants, giraffes. And I crashed out of it as I was traveling to an island, and when I came back in, my ship was gone, my tames were gone. I had like 2 crew members floating in the air. I ported back to my base, wasn't there. Like the bridge was there, but the actual building itself was gone. So I'm dealing with some file corruption issues some way or other. I have not verified my game yet, my files, so that could be part of it. I'm not really sure. So that's kind of what's been going on with Atlas. But some good things come out of this too. So this means that I can ask you all for input on what you would like to see in the next part of the tutorial series. The tutorial series will continue. It will just continue with me spawning things in. Oh gosh, now I need more weight. Anyway, sorry, the tutorial series will continue with me just spawning in things to get back to where I was in the original series, which really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, I worked for it the first time. I won't get bored if I just get back to where I was, right? So that's probably going to be the next thing. But on top of suggestions, I wanted to add, like, if you have any challenges you'd think would be funny to see me do, goofy, silly stuff, just feel free to put it down in the comments down below. I'm always looking for entertaining things to do in videos, and sometimes it's more fun to do things that other people have thought up for you to do than thinking them up yourself, if that makes any sense at all. So if you have any funny things you'd like to see me do in Atlas, let me know. Be nice. Keep it classy, nothing weird, but fun. Just fun. That's the only parameter. So yeah, beyond that, I am in Ragnarok, not the Isle. So here's the ARK story to things. As you all know, I had been doing a Learning the Game ARK series where I kind of try and learn my way through the island. Problem with that was, and I'm not sure if this was the way the island map is or if this is how the server I was on was set up, but I was getting really unlucky, and I will be the first one to say that I probably made a ton of mistakes, like a metric load of mistakes. And I've gotten way better at playing. I think I am very capable of surviving the early game now, but on that map I kept getting really unlucky, as well as being a noob. And when I say unlucky, I mean that raptors were coming to the beach where my base was. And this was a place where raptors aren't supposed to come. From what I understand, the beach is supposed to be the easier of places to survive, where you really only have to deal with dilos, and then if you jump in the water, the megs, or those flying little crappy birds that steal everything from you and pick up your tames and bash them on rocks. That's another story for another day. It was a really sad story too. But yeah, so my understanding was that... Oh! Fuck! Speaking of these little shits, oh my god, I hate these. These are the worst little absolute... My hate for these is like, you have no idea. This, oh God, I hate this. This is the most frustrating creature. I need my crossbow. I lost my crossbow, but I had been killing these with my crossbow. I probably look like an absolute mad person right now. God, I hate this. Oh my gosh, you dropped your... Okay. Let's get a spear out. Maybe this will work. Come on, come at me. Oh, little shit flying into the sun and everything. Okay, we stabbed it. Stabbed it once. And I don't even care that it's stealing my stuff. I just care that it's so impossible to kill. Like... Can these things be tamed? Someone tell me in the comments if these little shits can be tamed, because I need to tame one of these and have one flying around with me to counter. You just wait till I can fly. You just wait. Oh my God. But yeah, so can you imagine being dive bombed by one of... Removed 4 spear? Excuse me? But can you imagine being dive bombed by one of these things and then also getting pinned down by a raptor at the same time? Actually, a group of raptors at the same time and not being able to move? So yeah. Anyway, the story behind that is... Actually, wait a minute. Yes. Yes. I missed. The story behind that is I ended up encountering the raptors on the beach, so I ran inland because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to feel trapped on the beach. I'm going to... This is so ridiculous. I'm gonna go inland and try finding, like, a cliff or something to build on. Oh, we're getting some good hits in. Come on, you little... That's right. You dropped your weapon. Oh my God, I hate this thing. This is my least favorite dino. Like, by far. But, like, this is part of why I would get so frustrated is that... Sure. Oh, wait. Is it just gonna fly away? Oh, hey. Okay. But anyway, I kept getting pinned down by raptors, and I was really well prepared too. I left my starter base with plate armor, with 2 high level, well, I thought they were high level dilos, tons of food. I had guns. I was able to make guns. So like, you know, I was doing pretty well for myself. And so I left thinking I might have a chance in hell of surviving. And I didn't. I got pinned down. I couldn't attack back. I couldn't hit the raptor. I couldn't do anything. There were like 3 or 4 of them, so it's not like I really had much of a chance to fight back. And I lost all that stuff that I was trying to move to the new location. My dilos could not even kill the raptors. And these were like level 20 raptors. And then, okay, here's the weird thing. There were like some level 20 raptors, and then there were some like level like 70, you know, 80 raptors. So my dilos couldn't even deal with them. I don't know what was going on. Yes, they were on neutral. I know how stuff works. It's just, I think I was just getting really bad luck with spawns and everything. So, I didn't want to give up. And this is my attempt at not giving up. I really want to play this game. I think there are so many cool features in it. I think I just keep getting really unlucky for whatever reason on that map. And I do kind of think it's because you, when you're on the island, you're in a super concentrated... Hello, I'm trying to... Thank you. You're in a super concentrated island. Like, it's not like this map where the map is so wide open. It's just wide open spaces everywhere. Everything isn't, you know, congregating together and, like, trying to eat you all at the same time. Here, it's just 1 or 2 things trying to eat you, and I can deal with 1 or 2. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to be one to complain, but I was having a really hard time over on the island, and I just, like, wasn't finding it fun. And I'm the kind of person where if I don't find something fun, but it's not necessarily just because it's challenging. Yes, it was challenging, but it just wasn't, like, a fun challenge. It was just, like, really, I got jumped by a raptor again. And I'm sure I was doing something wrong. I'm not saying I was doing everything correctly, but I think when you spawn and you still get camped by raptors on the location where you spawn, like the newbie recommended area, that it's time to try a different map, which is why I'm here. So that is why I'm here. As I mentioned, it's a patron server, but I do have like 4 or 5 other open public servers. If you want to check them out, feel free to join my Discord and see what I have to offer. I've got Heat, Conan Exiles, I've got ARK the Island open. All of these require passwords, and you need to get through me or my mods first before you can get on them, but we're a really friendly community. Oh, that scared me. We're a really friendly community, and we're always looking for people to join us. So that's the story behind ARK and Atlas. So a third part to this is that Genesis comes out today, actually, in a few hours. And when I set this server up, there was like a setting that said like will be Genesis enabled. So this brings me to another point. I watch Jade PG when it comes to ARK content, and something he said was really interesting. He said like he doesn't think that we're going to necessarily get a map for Genesis, and I think he might be right, because the fact that it says that my Ragnarok server will be Genesis ready makes me think that we are just going to have teleport points that we can hit in order to get to the Genesis parts of the gameplay, like that little hologram that follows you around. That maybe that's how you start the simulation, and it sends you in there so you teleport from it or something like that. So that'll be really interesting to see. This will be set up for it. I haven't bought it yet because I want to play this a little bit more before I decide for sure that I want to continue playing ARK. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping this isn't a fluke. I'm having a really good time playing this, and I hope it's not a fluke. I hope I can keep enjoying it. I know there are going to be rough times, but why is my mouse doing this? This is so weird. I need a new mouse pad. Holy cow. I know that there are going to be rough times as I play through the game. It is a pretty challenging game, and I am a noob at it. We could make this a little bit bigger, I think. For now, this is fine though. So anyway, I'm still trying to decide if I want to buy Genesis. Let me know if I should buy Genesis. You guys know how I feel about the game. You know that I'm not a huge fan, but that I could be. I could be kind of a convert. I am a fan of Wildcard and Grapeshot. I think what they're doing with survival games is great. I'm excited to see Atlas finished. I have so much hope for that game. It has like everything I would want in a game, in theory, like when they've added everything they've said they're going to add or work on, when they've balanced everything out. Speaking of which, I will eat my hat, my non-existent hat, my cowgirl hat's back there somewhere. I will eat it. If they leave the Army of the Damned stuff, all of the nerfing the way it is, I will eat my hat if they leave it like that and they don't actually balance it out. I mean, there are ways to balance out the Army of the Damned. You let them throw explosives back at us. You know what I mean? Like, you give them ways to fight back if we do find overpowered ways of doing things. Let them fight back. Let them climb up structures that we make. Let them block our cannons when we try and shoot them with cannons. I don't know. They're Army of the Damned. I'm sure they would have plenty of ways of defending themselves by whatever means. Oh boy, we got a storm going. So anyway, that's my story with all of this. Just remember to put your suggestions for the rest of the Atlas tutorial series in the comments down below, or your crazy challenges that you come up with. I'm kind of excited to see what funny things you all will want me to do in Atlas, as well as checking out my community Discord, where the community is, of course, where we talk about games like this one. We're all really friendly, helpful, etc. I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day on Ragnarok preparing for Genesis, and I'm going to watch a few streamers and YouTubers play through some of the Genesis content before I do decide to buy it. I'm not usually a big fan of technological things, like games themed like that. I like more of the primitive, historic, older, caveman kind of thing. That's why I liked the beginning of ARK. But I'm definitely still going to take a peek at it anyway. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this madness. The server, my single player save going bye-bye, and oh, speaking of Atlas, my multiplayer server, my community server is still going strong, so when you do join, if you do join the Discord, feel free to also check that out. So, that's the end of my rant. I'm excited to be back in ARK again and actually enjoying it. I had another little base built up on the other side of the island that I'll probably run back and forth between as I tame Dilos. But for now, I think I'm going to just hang out here and work on leveling up and getting a nice solid base built, tame a few rideable dinos and stuff like that. So that's the rest of my day. I hope you all are enjoying your games. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really does help out a lot with the interaction on the channel. So yeah, I hope you all are enjoying your games, and I will see you all in the next one.